good evening everyone. This is Dr. Renata Vonko speaking. And today I will be talking to you about lower back pain in the metaphysics matter. What does it mean? Metaphysics has a lot to do with our emotions. It's to the most profound and deep root cause of our issues. So I'm going to take a little bit of time. I'm just here waiting to see if you guys are coming live. Anyway, this message will be recorded and I will put together with my posts. But it will be great to have someone live here so we can interact. You guys can ask me questions and whatever you have in respect to the lower back and the sacral coccyx area. I'm very happy if I can answer that back, support whatever questions you have. I'm going to start telling you a little bit. I can see Mohammed here. Hello, Fatima. So good to see you guys here. I know we have a lot of things in Facebook talking about lower back exercises and do this, do that. It's a postural issue. And so I don't want to be talking too much about that, as you all probably know, what to do. Hi Fatima, hello Mohammed. So we're going to talk today about the impact of emotions into our lower back and our sacrum, the coccyx area specifically. And I was explaining a little bit earlier how the metaphysics works. So metaphysics work understanding emotions into our systems. We are body, our body, we are body, we are mind, we're souls, we're spirit. So everything needs to be interacted and everything needs to talk to each other. So we need to understand our emotions. We need to understand why that chronic pain is not getting better. I have patients saying, I've been to so many doctors, I've been to so many physios, I've been doing so many exercises, and nothing gets better. I don't know what else to do. And sometimes I treat patients, and I even like doing KST, where we go into emotions and doing ANF. Is still sometimes the patient is like, I don't know what it is, this pain is there. And that's what I always ask them to digging in. Why? Let's find the root cause, because sometimes it's from childhood. It's from some certain of affirmations and things that they told us, and then we start to believe it. So when we talk about lower back pain, we are talking our base, our support. That is our root cause. Normally I tell my patients, the lower back and the pelvis, like the sacrum area, your pelvis is what supports you. So if you think of a car, that will be your suspension. That needs to be nice enough and floating enough for your wheels, that is your legs, to be working well. When that lower back starts to getting stuck or hypermobile, imbalances start to happening in other places. Sometimes you can feel not only on the lower back, but on the hip, on the knee, and so on. But that's metaphysics saying this is our base, our foundation, our root. If whoever believe in chakras and stuff, they talk about the root chakra. I'm not going into that energetic thing. I'm talking scientifically proves, metaphysic books and studies. So let's talk about the root, our base. How is that foundation for you? Normally, the lower back, the spine itself, is made to give us that nice floating sensations, to give us flexibility and to move around, to rotate, to reach for things. I mean, it's our center, right? I posted a few days ago about having transplant of a spine, and if anyone has heard about it, because no one have ever heard about it, and I don't think we'll ever do. because into our spine is where, you know, our central nerve system pass, like it's the communication that comes from the box, the electrical box that we have in here, and it passes the communication all the way down. The electrical signals are then distributed to our organs, to organs, viscerals, everything, for ligaments, for all the innervation comes along our spine. So that is our foundation, this is our base, this is our root. So whenever patients are starting to come with that chronic lower back that doesn't get better, we start to questioning things. So what is that emotionally not allowing you to be flexible? What is that emotionally that it's been holding and making you sit back? You know, what, like there is so many things like this, the sense of instability, lack of support, so emotional support or financial support. A lot of people are starting to have, especially now with the world going as it is, there is a lot of, you know, like financially crisis, and a lot of people fearing for their jobs, and they're starting to having symptoms which no one can find out why. I'm just gonna wave here to you guys and say thank you for being here. But yeah, so let's start asking ourselves. I always do few notes, but I have so much information to pass to you guys, so I hope this I don't get lost and you can follow my way of thinking. But I would like to start to thinking, you know, what is that load as well. A lot of things related to the lower back is that which I was suffering in this ages nowadays, is the overloading. We overload ourselves. We think we are superheroes, especially, I know the guys, I'm sorry for saying that, but women, we tend to do that more often. First, because we think we can multitask, which scientifically is not proving that you really can multitask that much. But we tend to, when we're thinking of our jobs, we think of the kids, we think of the husband, and we put that load in ourselves. And we put, you have to be the best in your work, you have to be the best mom, you have to be the best. And these are loadings and things that we put on ourselves. So we have to ask, am I overloading? What can I take it out of this overloading? And overloading brings fear, instability, and then we go back to that lack of trust and support that is related to the lower back. So how we can load this weight, how we can make ourselves lighter, how can we ask ourselves to do not overwhelm. Why am I overwhelmed? Why am I hopeless? Why I'm losing trust that I can be emotionally and financially well? We have to trust things. That's the first thing in any therapeutic approach, in anything in life. We have to trust. And whenever we start to losing the trust, whenever we start to losing the belief, our base, our foundation is starting to shake, and that's our lower back. And that's, of course, with time we're going to create a lower back pain. So another thing that is also related to the lower back is the adrenals. Adrenals are the ones who promote they create actually the adrenal hormones, the cortisol hormones, which is the stress hormones. And so we believe that each organ has its own frequency. We believe that thoughts generate either positive frequency or negative frequency, which I had spoken on that before. But so whenever we are having this loading of energy the adrenals get congested, they get heavy, and too much production of cortisol hormones will deplete the kidney function. And so this also, the kidneys lies into our psoas muscle, and it's starting to also create, postural, and everyone who has lower back pain has heard about the psoas muscle. which on the metaphysics we call the muscle of our soul, because it's such an important muscle that goes from our thoracic and joins, cross over all our lower back and attaches to our hips. So it's very important that we nurture our adrenals and we give our kidney support. So I will tell you at the end a few things you can do, like a ginger compress to put on your kidneys if you suffer with a lower back pain, because that also helps with inflammation. I'll tell you how to do that later. But just to keep carrying on this thought of emotions related, when we go slightly down into the lower back with the sacrum, when we think in a biomechanics way, our sacrum should be a floating bone. It's between the iliums, the pelvis, that moves like that, so we can walk, and the sacrum kind of follows that movement as we walk. But with fear, on KST we have a pattern that we call the panic pattern, that is when your sacrum kind of goes inward. I'm using a general terms. I'm not, as I'm talking to physicians and not, so I'm just talking, I'm not talking about counter notation and notation, but I will just be generally speaking so you can understand. So your sacrum goes in, like the tail going inwards. If you see the dogs, whenever they have fear, the first thing they do is what? They put the tail inwards. And so that happens the same way with our sacrum. Our coccyx go inwards and our sternum goes up. And so that creates, again, our sternum going up, the diaphragm tightness, pulls up in the psoas. And that's, if you have a cross in front of a car that you haven't seen, that suddenly think of fear and reaction to the fear, is what that pattern calls. And sometimes we get stuck into the pattern. We get stuck with the chest forward and the tailbone in, and our brain, our system is starting to believe and to live on that fear. So we need to observe, we need to ask ourselves, am I living in fear? And that happens as well if you have been having pain for a long time. I always tell patients that we never know what came first. If it was the chicken or the egg, what came first? Was the fear or the pain? They normally walk a bit together. I never believe one thing goes alone on itself. My father, he's a pilot, and he taught me something since I'm a small kid. He always told me a mistake or an accident never happen. Actually, an accident never happens from one mistake only. An accident happens when we have many mistakes joining together, and that is our body. I truly believe that our body comes, body, mind, and soul. And as we treat patients, when you treat yourself, when you're looking for healing, you have to look at all these aspects. What is it promoting? What is it stopping me to heal? What is promoting my healing? For me, I know I have to go and be near the sea. I grown up in Rio de Janeiro. I just need the ocean. I smell it. Sometimes I spend a few weeks that I can't go despite of living very near, and I can have that smell of the ocean, and makes me like I need to go. I remember a lot of hard times in my life where I just couldn't think. I would just go walk on the sand and watch the ocean and watch the sea and watch the waves. That for me, it was an emotional release. It was my way to reconnect to myself. It's my way to re-energize. So you have to start asking yourself, what brings me joy? What type of fear am I sitting on? Why am I holding into that belief? And start working on release that fear, relieve that fear of you're not protected, you have to defend yourself, you're not supported. you have to be telling yourself, I am the support. I have whatever you believe. I believe God, and I say, I believe God is there to support me. I will lightening all this weight that I'm carrying on, and I'm gonna let myself to heal. I'm gonna ask myself what is in there, and sometimes it's nothing that I've told you here. Sometimes it has nothing to do with insecurity, feeling instability, lack of you feel like you're not trusted or supported. So maybe you find another reason. I will just give you a quick brief here of a patient that I had a while ago. I told she had a chronic lower back pain and pain on the symphysis pubic area, and so I told her, I said, there is something emotionally that we're not getting there. So please think about it, and that is on your childhood. So we did the KST. We find out that was about 5 years old, and she was like, no, I was fine. I was, I have amazing childhood. And I'm saying, okay, just think of that. Then she went home, and I think the next day she sent me a message, and she said, I had a nap with my daughter in the afternoon, putting her to sleep, and I dream with what happened to me when I was 5 years old. And I actually asked my mom, and she confirmed to me that was real. And since we start addressing that, I swear, her pain went better 90%. And we just then had to deal with the imbalances that we create, that whole fear and that whole emotional stuff. Since she was 5 years old, she was almost 50. So can you imagine how long that has been sitting in there? So ask yourself, on the sacral region, the sacrum is freedom. As I told you, that it moves and needs to be free to move. Also with the vibration, we have a craniosacral movement that our organs also vibrate with that, so they follow. Each organ has its own movement. And then whenever we're stressed, whenever we're carrying all these emotions, these can change. And so our sacrum will start to getting stuck, doesn't move, there is pain. So I've talked a lot. I hope you're all following me. I'm so passionate for that, and I have so much to share, but I know our time and videos here are not enough. I'm gonna try to do it more and more often. But what we can do, so let's touch on things that we can do to help our lower back, and I'm talking about emotionally and metaphysics and a little bit more into a holistic way. So ask yourself, what are the emotions that I'm sitting on? What are the emotions that I'm sitting on? What am I carrying? What I'm overloading? Do I really need to carry all that? Do I really need to overload it? Do I feel lack of protection emotionally or financially? Am I feeling that? Why am I feeling that? So ask all these questions to yourself. Are you sitting on your insecurities and not doing much to do? So if you have your insecurities there, let's face it. What can I do to feel more secure? Do I need to work more? Do I need to work less? Maybe I need to work a little bit more smart, trying to make more money working less. That's what we all dream about. But so ask yourselves what is needed, what type of support. I need to be emotionally enough to support myself. And in my case, I always give it to God. I always put it like, I have to trust something, and I trust the big I. So if you trust the universe, whatever you trust, you have to fully trust. It's not only trust when it's good for you, when things are going well, you're like, yay, I trust. And whenever things are starting to go bad, you're like, oh, I don't really know if I trust. And trust yourself more than anything. You have to trust on the healing process. You have to trust that you can heal. I often say to the patients as well, like, if you don't trust me, Go to somewhere else that you trust. We have to have trust to everything we do. So we have to click with our therapist, and more than anything, we have to trust ourselves that our body is able to heal. And I'm going to repeat that to you. Our body is able to heal. So you can heal yourself. Of course, sometimes you're going to need to ask for assistance. So a therapist is there to assist you. But you can heal your body, and you have to believe it. I get many patients that also I see they don't want to heal. They just, for some reason, they get attention or whatever it is. They just like to complain that the pain is there, and that's fine. It works for them. The dynamic is fine. And I normally get it, and I normally say, I don't want you to tell that my therapy doesn't work for you, but I just don't think we are clicking enough, and this is not going to work for you because you don't believe that you can heal. So very important, ask yourself and affirm to yourself that you can heal yourself. Your body can heal, and even if you have to look the world for help, you're gonna heal. Living in pain is not normal. Living in pain is not acceptable. Living in pain, it's not a thing. Telling like you're aging and you have pain because you're aging, I'm sorry, this is BS. Excuse my English, but no, we should be waking up fresh. We have the power. Our cells are there for that. At night, we do the cleansing. We should wake up fresh. Have our morning routine without rushing and without taking time to wake up, that our brain takes time to wake up, and take your time. Don't rush to everything. Don't do everything because you have to. Try to enjoy everything. Even if you have to, try to enjoy everything you do. But let's go back. So then we spoke about the questions that you have to do and ask yourself, why is this pain there and why are you carrying all that? And now I'm going to give you an awesome tip that for the adrenals glands to give strength to your kidneys, but it also works wonders to relieve the inflammation on the lower back pain. So take your pain and write it down there, because it's really amazing. I love the technique. I use it often, even if I don't have pain, just to nurture and give some love to my kidney and adrenals. So you're gonna buy some organic powder. It's very important that it's organic, okay? I'm not getting any commission from iHerb. I'll just say here that I order mine from iHerb. So I get organic 500 grams of organic powder, and I have it in the house. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get that powder. You're gonna about 2 spoons of that powder, and mix with mineral water. So why it's important the ginger to be organic? Because ginger is a root, so it carries a lot of toxicity. The roots food normally have a lot of toxicity if it doesn't come from a proper soil. So make sure you buy the organic version. Then mineral water, because in our water we should have tons of minerals, and that helps our body overall, like the water we drink from the support we're going to do now for the kidneys and adrenals. So you're going to mix 2 spoons of ginger with a tiny bit of mineral water, and you move until it becomes like a pastry, like like the baby food, the kind of consistency. So you may need some help. Ideally, you're gonna put the film, the kitchen film, and you lie on it, or if you're doing on your own standing, you just put the film in here. You get the ginger powder mixed with the water. It needs to be not too watery and not too powdery. It needs to have a little bit of gooey, but not too watery, otherwise it becomes wet all over. So you're gonna get that, and you're gonna put into your kidneys. So to find your kidneys, you're gonna put your hands onto your lower ribs here, and that's where you put the compress, the ginger. So from there, you're gonna put the film around and you're gonna lie down into your tummy. If you have any lower back pain, make sure you put a pillow underneath your pelvis. And if it's still uncomfortable, then lie on your side, but make sure you put the film properly, otherwise it's ginger everywhere. And you're gonna be there with the kidney, the compressing the kidneys for about half an hour. And let it be sitting there. Make sure you have no much blue lights. Switch off the lights if you can. No mobile near to your, just really take that time for a deep healing and deep love to your kidneys. Half an hour, finish. Go either sit on the bath that you have, or toilet, or be on your bathroom because it's a bit of mess. Cut with a scissor, careful with yourself, the film. Remove, and then remove carefully the ginger. It can be a bit of messy when you do that. Then do not have a shower. Okay, so we do that after a shower and before bed. So make sure you're clean and you do everything you need before going to bed, and that needs to be at night. So once you remove the ginger, get a cotton or anything, but don't wash with water. Okay, so just clean a little bit. Make sure you put some old pajamas because sometimes they can stain, and then go to bed and sleep. You're gonna have an awesome night of sleep. If you do that for 7 nights in a row, you will see a big difference, big difference. So sometimes you feel like warming up your kidneys, sometimes you feel like it's getting really hot. For me, like the first time I applied to myself, on the next day I still could feel my kidneys burning. I woke up and I still had the redness around my kidneys. That's how much my kidney was needing that. So do it for 7 days and tell me the results. I would love to hear from you all. How did it feel? I'd love to hear from you guys if this video was nice. If you want me to keep talking more about emotions, you know, I've been I talk a lot. See, I said I will do a short video, but I really would like to hear from you guys. What is interesting? Like, I have so much. I passed my life studying about bodies and health, and from my own thing, as you all know my story. But I would love to hear from you. Like, what would you like talking more about it? Are you enjoying this talk about emotions and each part of our body? I'm going to be talking about neck. I'm going to be talking about shoulders and middle thoracic. We're going to be talking sciatica. We're going to be talking about everything as much as we can. So please, leave the comments and share this video with the beloved ones that you can feel they will benefit from it. And keep all health. Deal with your emotions. Ask your body. Your body always gonna have an answer for you. So ask your body, why this is happening? What do I need to learn from that? That's another thing I learned into my life. It's stop asking why me, and why I'm having this again, and start asking, what do I need to learn this time? What is my body trying to teach me? And believe me, if we don't learn, it will gonna keep coming back on and on and on. So let's learn. Let's ask our body. All the answers are there. And if not, I'm here to help. Or if you have anyone near to you, look for support. Someone who can hold hands and walk with you on this healing journey. But it is doable. We do not have to live in pain, I'm telling you. Thanks for all the comments. I can see Danny here. Nice to see you, and nice to see that you're gonna try the compress. Lots of love to you all, and I'll come back soon. Bye now. Bye.